But as Ukraine hopes to recover from 3 years of war, securing its power generation will also be key. Well, joining us now is Maxim Timchenko, the chief executive of DTEK, Ukraine's biggest private energy company. Thank you so much, Mr. Timchenko, for coming on. First of all, it's been a whirlwind 3 weeks where we really try and understand President Trump's position, some of the things that he said, or the fact that he doesn't want to accuse Russia of aggression. How have the last 2 to 3 weeks been for you?
So everything moving very fast. And probably it's too early to talk about details of potential deal. But our position is everything related to investments in Ukraine should be welcomed by us, by Ukrainians. We need a lot of capital and funds to recover our country, to rebuild our infrastructure. And I think that a good sign that appetite from investors is coming.
So Ukrainian power system is going through enormous transformation, right, because of the damage caused by the Russian invasion. How is it going to look like in the future? What do you need today to make sure that there are, good foundations for the future?
I think that we have unique chance to build one of the best energy system in Europe. With such a devastating destruction, and this scale of destruction as we have for the last 3 years, we need to build new. We need to build new power generation, clean. We need to build new power grid, digital. We need to bring all the best technologies in Ukraine now. And for this, we need capital. We need investors, we need companies with technologies, with knowledge, understanding to join us, Ukrainian companies, to build new energy system of Ukraine.
But how much do you need today? I think you estimate that 90% of your power generating capacity was destroyed, but then that you recovered a certain percentage of it. Yeah. How much of that is beyond repair?
Today, Russians targeted mostly thermal power generation, and that's what our message. I think 40% is not recoverable. But we replace it by building new projects in renewables, wind parks, solar parks, battery storage. This is what we are doing already now. So basically, the irony of this war is that green transition accelerated in Ukraine because of this destruction. And so we replace these old technologies by new related to clean energy.
So how do you see the energy complex in Ukraine? Again, how much percentage-wise is renewables compared to, how much percentage-wise is carbon?
Yeah, I think that we eventually will come to the position that Ukrainian generation mix will be clean, consisting of nuclear and renewables. And probably it will be the first country with such a scale of energy system and power production where we have all clean, basically for our own consumption and also to do export to European countries.
I know one of the things that you've also been really heavily investing in is energy storage. And these are plants across Ukraine to make sure that they're drone-proof and also, proofed against missile strikes. What does that look like? And are there any technological solutions that you're looking at that could be helped by extra investment?
Yeah, absolutely. Today we started realizing 200 megawatt battery storage project with total cost of 140 million euro. And that's absolutely new technologies we bring in Ukraine now. It's not one place, we put in different locations so that it's more resilient out of attacks. Of course, we bring new technologies to protect our equipment, like anti-drone nets. That's what we're doing. But the point is that we all hope that when war is over, Ukraine will be playing absolutely different role in energy security of Europe. And all our investments, which we never stopped even during the war, we continue with the purpose not only enough power for Ukrainians, but also contributing to energy security and clean power for Europeans.
Has Ukraine done enough to decentralize power, which basically means that it's more resilient to possible attacks?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that Ukraine, in our own experience, bring this message that building more decentralized renewable facilities is not only about green transition, it's about energy security and resilience. And definitely we experienced it many times then when drones or Russian rockets attack our wind or solar parks, we are ready to restore it in days. If they attack our thermal generation, then it takes months and years, or some of these facilities not recoverable anymore.
What more needs to be done to ensure that there's more small-scale generation of power in Ukraine?
What we need is trust of investors to start coming to Ukraine, bring capital, bring knowledge, and support what we are doing. Today, in Ukraine, you can find new technologies or battery storage from industrial scale, as we do, to apartments in blocks when people install it just to have power for 3-4 hours of power outages. Today, the whole country do this transition, from householdings to big companies like DTEK.
Can you talk to us a little bit about some of the arrangements that you have with bondholders? So some of the maturities, I think last July was extended by 3 years. Anything new on that front?
If you see our bond price, I think it's also a good sign that investors start seeing Ukraine as a country of opportunities. The price of bonds is growing up. More trust to Ukraine, more appetite to Ukraine. All our recent meetings with investors positive, and they start looking at Ukraine more as a country of opportunities rather than country in war. And of course, it's reflected in capital markets.
Do you think we'll see elections? I mean, this seems extremely difficult under martial law.
It's probably not something that I can comment. It's political decision. Everything good for Ukrainian democracy, for investment environment in Ukraine is good. That's our position.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us today. That was Maxim Timchenko there, the DTEK Chief Executive.